good to have Shadowhawk back today. Raspy
Well,
voice and all.
thank you, sir.
I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad it didn't take your head off or break your windpipe or. I
Nah,
mean,
it was my
you,
own damn fault, man. I was pulling on this damn breaker bar, and I should have been pushing on it instead of pulling it. When it fucking thing slipped, it just swung right back and caught me right in the damn throat.
I would have thought that Mama Hawk would have showed you the push and pull thing by now, but whatever. Speaking of Finbad on Fun My Comic, and we weren't, Apex Comics will be joining us tomorrow on
Hail Apex.
the 4 o'clock shadow. You ask about Clint's Downcast. So here it is, Downcast 4 Hunting Ground. Just an update. Clint Stoker, $6,862, 122 backers over on Indiegogo.
Cool. I'm gonna have to see
Let's
if
watch the trailer. Let's do
I
it.
can't back him on this one.
Oh,
Every waking moment,
hey, Gary.
Jax and Monstro are hunting for your friends. It's just a matter of time before all those supposed gods are all dead. But you don't really care
Gary,
about them.
feeling pretty good.
Do you,
Jared.
Carver?
Throat's a little sore.
Don't ask me why I'm here. Why I came for you instead of them. I ask the questions now, because I need to know. What are you hiding? And what's on the other side of that window? My home has become a hunting ground.
Oh, no. Look at those covers.
Oh, looking good, dude.
Yeah, it looks real good. Looks real good.
Oh, he started this campaign in April? Shit, I gotta get over it.
April of 2023.
Damn.
Yeah, been out a while.
It's
Time
still in
flies when
Japan?
you're having fun, you know.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to get over there before he closes that thing up.
Yeah, they're nice, you know, nice spot varnish, you know, color, you know.
Oh yeah, I got the first 3 of them, and it's a great story as well.
Well, if he shows up today, and I think he will, we got started a few minutes early, so he's got the link. Hero Darkly Dark. We shall meet him for the very first time. $1,302, 40 backers. Pretty nice. Relentless Bullied Hero. Let's take a second look at it here. We played the trailer yesterday for the first time.
The world is being devastated, and the populace in danger. That is the time for heroes to come together the most. With the combined might of intertwining branches, the ultimate hilt can be created to swing the almighty sword of justice. If they're compatible to be woven. Jesus!
Haziel, Lily's doll spilled cereal all over. Where's the broom?
Get out! I'm busy!
Oh, you're doing another recording? Let me help.
No!
So how's the recruiting going?
Horrible. There are no truly virtuous heroes to ally with. This world really went downhill since the Star Hero's death.
If you weren't such an edgy prude, you'll stop scaring the heroes away.
For a sociable person, there are allurements. On the heels of allurement, pay. Avoid the evil content of this the goal. Intent on the out-of-tune win. Wander alone like a rhinoceros.
Don't quote the Bible verse at me.
That was from one of the Buddha's sutras.
Whatever. There's a heroes conference happening soon. You can find people there.
Ran by the PYH organization? No thanks.
Come on, you're friendless anyway. What can go wrong?
ったら歌詞の現実ここでいやそう見えないの明日が怖いから宿題まで終わってないから頑張っても頑張っても頑張ってもわかんない踏ん張ったってなんだってんだ世界はびくともしないじゃんか
Literally everything.
Well, at least it'll be fun.
Everybody dance.
Very
Like an
manga.
It's like a it's like an arcade game.
See, that wasn't so bad.
Whatever.
Stop pouting. I didn't tie you up this time.
That's not praiseworthy.
Swing. I would have added a swing at the end. Anyway, yeah, he'll be joining us in about 10, 15 minutes. And that gives me time to thank Justin Belmont at Pencils Down. This bisexual lighting is going crazy. Dazzler disco. Anyway, there, we'll take care of that. Anyway, we did a shillathon yesterday after the 4 o'clock shadow. Thank you, Fanta, for filling in. That was fortuitous. I mean, you had hurt your throat at work and
Yep.
couldn't hardly speak and was swollen and ice pack on the
Thank you,
throat,
Fanta.
on the neck. And
You
I
saved the day, dear.
I'd sent out a few links and she was the only one that responded. And I did tell her she saved the day. It always helps to have a co-host.
Thank you.
You know, and I
Thank
got
you,
a little
Fanta.
knee talk. But we did the shillathon over there and I stayed for the whole thing. And it was went for almost 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. He was trying to shut it down at about 2:14 and it just kept going and going. Yeah.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah, but you know, the title today is "Thank you for your enthusiasm and vote of confidence." Back Devil Flyer. We evidently had some. Hey, Mrs. G, had some backers in the chat, and they were very enthusiastic about Devil Flyer and had some very nice, confident comments. And really made my night. You know, that was
Oh,
worth
good.
going on and chilling and, you know,
That makes
talking
good
about
stuff.
Devil Flyer. Not our regular crowd that we get over here, and yet there's enthusiasm for Devil Flyer, and they're really looking forward to it from what I hear, you know, from the few people that chimed in the chat. It was, you know, about 4 or 5 comments that just really made my night, you know. Pour me a cocktail, Shadow. I'm in, Mrs. Goodson.
All right. What would you like, Mrs. G? Vodka or bourbon? That's what I got on hand. Or a beer.
Yeah, Tyson is fighting tonight. I did notice that on Netflix, right? So you know they've got to be making.
Is it on
money.
Netflix? Okay.
I believe it is. Yeah, I saw that.
I'd like to
just
watch him
earlier.
beat the crap out of that kid, but I'm not going to pay for it.
Right. Yeah, I saw a meme about that. You know, where back in the day it was like the old gaming thing. You know, and had the chucklehead going up against Tyson or whatever.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah. Tyson for his age is very quick. Hasn't lost much. He's solid. I wouldn't want to be hit by him once, much less.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah. Not
He
taking my
smacked the
chance.
crap out of that kid at the weigh-in. You know, when they do the face-off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw that or not, but the kid like pulled one of those like stalking into the ring moves and then come up real close to Tyson before he stood up, and then he stood on his foot. Which, you know anything about boxing, if you stand on somebody's foot, that's to take away their movement.
Oh yeah.
And
Mhm.
as soon as he did that shit, man, fucking Tyson just hauled out and smacked him one, man. Just bang! And
Throws
the
your rhythm off.
The nice
Isn't-
thing was fucking Tyson's instincts, dude, because as soon as he threw that smack, you saw his head turn and his head movement. He was ready to fucking throw another one immediately, dude.
Yeah.
But,
Now
yeah, he's gonna murder this kid.
Tyson stepped on the other opponent's foot, right, and then hit him.
No, this guy come up into
the
the
other
ring
guy.
for
Oh,
the face off, and he
yeah.
stepped
Okay.
on Tyson's foot purposely. Which anybody that knows anything about boxing that's to it's a cheap move. You're taking away your opponent's movement by pinning his foot down.
Right.
And so as soon as the kid stood up, Tyson just smacked him right in the fucking face.
Well, after he bit part of an ear off, he's kind of a dirty fighter. Can I say that without getting punched? But yeah, I got to give
one
it.
fight 30 years ago.
Oh, okay. Just tap him here. Anyway, Carrie says, have a vodka on me, Shadow Hawk. I'll have a Manhattan Shadow, a double. Wait, a triple. Thank God it's Friday.
All right, coming right
Got
up.
a bunch of alcoholics in the
I don't know how I'm gonna
chat.
teleport it to you yet, but we'll figure something.
Not that I know of, which resulted in him and a few extra backers for pencils down. That's cool. I did not get any extra backers, but some very nice compliments from people who apparently backed it. I've not checked the list. I know a few of them when they came in. I've forgotten them. I haven't looked at the list of backers. 61 backers over on Devil Flyer. I know Mrs. Good Stuff is one. I know Carrie is one. I know you are, Shadowhawk, multiple times. Not to dox anybody. They've doxed themselves about alcohol is in the Bible. Rex, fine. Mrs. Good Stuff says. Yeah. But a triple. Come on. Okay. Yeah, I got it. I'm just being a prude. Anyway, yeah, we do have a guest on today. I had a lot of different things to talk about today, so I don't guess we'll get to everything, but there's always tomorrow. We will not just be talking about FemBat with Apex Comics. We'll be talking about indie funding in general and just having a good time tomorrow. And speaking of Apex Comics, there's Apex Comics. He will be joining us tomorrow.
Hey, Apex.
Always good to have Apex here. Triple is extra blessings.
Looking forward to FemBat.
Dang, Skippy, I'm one. Bone in the house. Haven't seen Bone in a day or two. He must be working his ass off. His little feline. I'm not ashamed. I'm proud to be a Devil Flyer backer, Carrie says. Yeah, and apparently there were a lot of people that were very enthusiastic, and I almost went back and checked the chat and just to read you some of the comments. It was very nice, what they had to say. Just a little bit of encouragement every now and then helps, especially from people you haven't heard from. I mean, I know I get the usual crowd in here saying, "Oh, I can't wait," blah blah blah, and it's not blah 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 to me. Don't think I'm blowing it off.
No, but it's nice to hear, from people saying they're looking forward to it or whatever.
Yeah, I think the sign up. Wow, I mean, when you look at other campaigns, I didn't know what to expect, but I mean, within 3 days we hit 100 backers. That's pretty huge. Now, for two of those days, I really worked to I don't know what you would say, contact people on X. And some people say, "Oh, you really shouldn't do that." But you know what? I got my signups and I got 61 backers out of 100. That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Over time. And not saying that every one of them signed up, but I imagine the majority did. You deserve the praise, Rex. Well, thank you. I backed Devil Flyer twice. Yes, Apex said that too, which always makes you feel good. I sent you a FemBat trailer in my DM on X, Rex. Thanks for the reminder, Apex. I will play that right now if you don't mind. The world premiere of it.
Is this the Mr. Good Stuff one?
On the Shillathon, yes.
Nice.
You are correct, sir. Justin Driston, though, I have to say this. Amrock is coming, right? He does Amrot. I usually don't make posts like this, he says over an X, but my account, the Art Jetty, I guess, like lead with an I, but a J in front.
Okay.
The Art Jetty. I don't know why people want difficult words. Anyway, branding, is impersonating me and trying to steal people's money. Report them. So
Wow.
somebody's
Somebody's running a clone campaign on.
Yeah, I think it may be him saying, I'm 19 and everything, probably drew in some unsavory people.
Probably.
Yeah. Mystery sketch event. Jay Kreger posted this. Jay Kreger, I've been working on the layout for that, actually rethinking that a little bit today about what I want. Jay, I want it just perfect. The midnight page. There we go. Hit the embiggen button. There we go. I don't know what this is about. Jay has a show with Will on Wednesdays.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Mondays. Every Monday. So if you're don't want to do Kings, and because I know Kings is Mondays, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a few other shows on Mondays, but Jay's got a good draw stream. You can win free art every broadcast, I think. There, you usually highlight somebody, and I don't know what this is here, but this is coming up. Mystery sketch event, November 16th and 17th. Karmic Art Live. I don't know what that is. Get yours today. So I guess you go to comicsartfans.com to check that out. Okay. I assume that's a Jay Kreger sketch. I'm really not that familiar with Jay's artwork, to just see it and go, oh, that's a George Perez. That's a John Byrne, like I do with other artists.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of Jay's work yet to, get that to that point. But what I have seen has all been nice.
Mm-hmm. A woman asked Leonard Nimoy, are you aware that you, as Spock, are the source of erotic material for thousands and thousands of ladies around the world? He replied, may all your dreams come true. That's where he got whipped. Remember, he got whipped by the Nazis in that one episode.
Oh, yeah.
And he had green blood. We actually got to see the lashing of the green blood all over him. The pain. I love him in like a devil in the dark, where he's like making the Vulcan mind meld. I think that's the first time the Vulcan mind meld was shown.
It might have been, yeah. I'm not really sure.
The pain. Yeah.
Oh man, the voice is all over the place.
I know who's going to win tomorrow night on the or tonight on the boxing match, and the tattoos are going to win. They're both tatted up.
Yo, yeah, that kid is in the jungle. Kid is in the jungle. Team Jake, Team Mike. You're in for one hell of a fight. Paul versus Tyson tonight, live on Netflix.
Yeah, I don't think Tyson's lost a thing. I think Tyson's going to win it. The other guy's younger, of course, but man, that guy's an oak.
Yeah, I think he might just take him out in the first round, unless he wants to keep him around and beat on him for a while.
Oh, Apex Comics, definitely put your link to your campaign up on your X, your Twix, your Twix account, up top. I had trouble going down there. It's like, I did this show with Red Valkyrie. I did this show with John's Longbox. I did this show with, those have links to the show, but not to your campaign. And if you want to sell books, you want to get that campaign link everywhere you can get it.
Right.
I would think. Yes. Okay. So now we're going to have to go to Dropbox. Hey, Gable.
Glacier Mountain, Dario in the house.
Hero Darkly
Hey,
Dark.
good morning.
Hey, we're gonna play this Fembat trailer, and then we'll get to your campaign. We've played your trailer while we were waiting on you. It's good to meet you. My name's Rex, and this is Shadowhawk.
How you doing,
Oh,
sir?
nice to meet you. I'm doing great. Nice to meet you both.
Welcome to the 4 o'clock shadow, episode 932. So, where are you located at?
In the great old USA in Illinois.
Oh, okay. That's so general. I don't know where to start. Anyway, here we go.
You're
Fembat,
not too far from me then.
the new trailer. Omer Glitch in the house. Hey, Omer. We got Mrs. Good Stuff, of course. I heard you say hi to Gable, and we got Glacier Mountain Comics in the house. Of course, Apex Comics, which will be joining us tomorrow, is in here. Gosh, lots of people. Bone, good to see you. Good to see everyone. Good stuff, or should I say Bancroft? Ooh, Dario throwing the shade. Yes, Fembat Volume 1 over on Fun My Comic right now. And this is the second time played, I think. Maybe it's not up on the campaign yet. That's why, it's going to have this is in Dropbox here, but we'll take a look. I must say,
Cool.
Good Stuff did a great job with this. Leaning in, if you just a caveat to that. She is a 60s go-go dancer, and that will explain a lot on this trailer. Nice sound effects. Nice trailer all the way around.
I'm digging the keyboards. Definitely got that 60s vibe going to it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Which I think is the right way to lean into, man. It's great.
Yeah.
And if anybody knows music, it's Good Stuff and Mrs. G.
I would choose not to take that as an info.
And as Mrs. G would say, back at today.
Only she would sound much better.
Yeah, it would sound much better. That lighting is just, this time of year. What can I say? Oh, and I did make my meatloaf. Omer Glitch was wondering about that, and I actually took a picture.
Oh,
so
very
that
cool.
you could all see my tragic meatloaf. Let's blow it up as much as I can without.
And how tragic was it?
Well, it actually looked pretty darn good. There was some sharp cheddar on the top. Just
Oh, very nice.
That was a big one. This is like a cake pan. So this was the big one. Probably a pound and a half.
Rex gonna be eating on that all week.
Well, no, I've got like 2 portions left, and that's it already.
That's it.
Oh, wow, that looks really good.
Yeah,
it does look good.
Rex can cook. He likes to eat, so he doesn't like to starve. Yeah, it was good. Hell to the meatloaf.
Damn it.
Hero Darkly, I've got to explain something. Last year I ran a competition for this character. I just happen to have it here, Andy. Anyway, I'm not done with that. I'm working on it. Which was and I said, what does his TM stand for? And it was Tragic Mystery. Or no, it wasn't. It was not tragic.
Total mystery.
Total mystery. There we go. And the winner was Eric and Boyd, and he won everything in 2 campaigns, the Ash Can campaign Wow, we might have ran that campaign a couple years ago, actually. Nice job to make a meatloaf, Mama Proud Rex. Oh, anyway, yeah, we have fun here, and then we also had a secondary winner, which was Lorenzo Sleestack. So he's our sleeve stacking overlord around here. So you're in the Good USA. Are you, with your Kickstarter, are you shipping internationally or just here in America?
We do ship internationally. Thankfully,
Okay.
I found avenues to do so. So yeah, we do ship overseas.
Is this your first campaign, or have you ran others?
This is my second one. I did my first one for the first book, I think back in January. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And
So thankfully, I'm more experienced with the going on with fulfilling and such.
so that fulfilled this earlier this year? The
Yes.
first one? Okay. Was it the same IP or was it a different project altogether?
It's the same one. The one that's
Okay.
currently going on is the second book.
Is the second book. Okay. And do you primarily just do Kickstarter, or have you tried other platforms like Fund My Comic or Indiegogo?
I mostly just do Kickstarter since I
Okay.
feel that has like the biggest audience reach. But
It is the biggest.
sometimes I'll try some of the other sites for like if I want to do like a not like catch up, but like a second chance thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I would highly recommend Fund My Comic. That's how it started out, mostly was with second chance offers. But now I would say it's become its own platform, Shadowhawk. You know, I mean, Cecil is over there with Cash Grab too. And I just looked at Reenie's Fiendish 2.5. Remember she ran that not too long ago? That did 37,000, I think, over there.
Yeah, pretty good.
And they made peanuts, you know, maybe to some it's peanuts, you know. I've heard Eric July say it takes me, I think he said about 35,000, you know, to do a comic. I'm like, wow,
Right.
you need to cut back, brother, and do some of your own artwork or something. Save yourself some money, you know. But it is expensive, you know.
Well, I don't
I
even
mean,
think
if
he's
you're
writing
paying,
his own stuff, so you know he's paying everything.
well, he's saving on a writer. That's kind of like me.
He
I
ain't
write all
saving
my.
on a writer, dude. You see, the only thing he's written has been those horrible trading cards. The
Oh, is he
jockey
got to
man.
go? Is he kind of got a ghost writer, but he takes credit?
I'm thinking, yeah, because Eric, when he writes, you can tell, dude, the guy's fucking illiterate.
Yeah, when you get a
Maybe not
meatloaf,
technically. He can
when you get a
probably barely
meatloaf that
read.
big, you got to slow cook it. You know, I'll build the heat up and then let it fall, and then build it up and let it fall. You know, and make sure it's cooked thoroughly. You know, because it's big. You know, that's your only concern when cooking something that large. I don't know. I'm still blaming Party Time Patrick for those cards. Laugh out loud. Glacier Comics says, can we see what Hero Darkly offers on his campaign? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me bring that up. And we played the trailer before he came in, but we can play it again as well.
When the world is being
Right.
and the populace in danger, that is the time for heroes
Oh,
to come
thanks,
together.
Omar. That's awesome, dude.
With the twining branches, the ultimate hilt can be created to swing the
Wow.
almighty sword. If they're compatible to be
I'll have to
woven.
find you on Twitch or Insta or something and get you my details.
Oh, spilled cereal all over. Where's the broom?
Get out! I'm busy!
Oh, you're doing another recording? Let me help.
No!
So how's the recruiting going?
Horrible. There are no truly virtuous heroes to ally with. This world really went downhill since the Star Hero's death.
If you weren't such an edgy prude, you'll stop scaring the heroes away.
For a sociable person, there are allurements.
Hey, Eric.
On the heels of allurement, Peyton. Avoid the evil companion disregarding the goal. Intent on the out of
Nice
two men.
artwork. Look at that.
Wander alone like a rhinoceros.
Don't quote the Bible verse at me.
That was from one of the Buddha's sutras.
Whatever. There's a heroes conference happening soon. You can find people there.
Ran by the PYH organization? No thanks.
Come on, you're friendless anyway. What can go wrong?
Hey, Larry. Oh, okay. And I have to go back and look, man. I haven't been on Twitter next to it.
Yeah, he's not on Twitter like I am.
I mean, I pop in and look at it a couple of times during the day, but I don't know it all the time.
I'm on there all the time.
Literally everything.
Well, at least it'll be
If
fun.
you want, you can send it to me and I'll share it. Whatever.
Oh,
Everybody
okay.
dance. This is the dance section. Let's go.
Cool, I got it on X too, and I can
See,
show it
that
to
wasn't
Mama
so
Hawk
bad.
later.
Get those hips moving.
Stop pouting. I didn't tie you up this time.
That's not praiseworthy.
Hero, before we show the campaign, can you tell us about the first book and then what this one's about?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can basically tell it interconnectedly. But basically, recently in the world, of course, this is a world of superheroes. So recently in the world, the star hero died. So imagine like your Superman, your Batman, one of like those really pillars of the superhero community just recently died. So of course that helped inspire a lot of the villains to start attacking more. Society started to decay a bit more. Even heroes are starting to become a little bit less, I guess I could say, morale, since there's not that pillar of morality to help keep them straight. So new generators like heroes are trying to step in to fill in what's missing. But one of those heroes, his name's Zeo, he ends up in this bonding deal with a villain. Her name's Gamora. And Gamora, she's kind of a little bit bored with her life right now. So she just like spending a lot of her time just messing with him just for the fun of it. So like he'll be trying to chase down a villain and then see just for the fun of it will just come out of nowhere and trip him just for the fun of it. So in the first book, it was more like a good establishing issue to where we kind of get a good sense of what everything is, the current situation, what is this bonding deal that makes it so that he can't get away from her even if he wanted to, and that kind of such. And then of course he had to stop a villain in the first issue, and because of what that first villain did in the first issue, he kind of realized, okay, see, I can't do all this by myself. I'm eventually gonna need some new teammates, since if he ever needs help, the only people he have will be Gamora, who's a villain. She's not used to actually being a hero, so
right.
He tries to help. It isn't good. So
I love the name. It's got a biblical connotation, Gamora. And it's a negative one. It's a great name for a character.
Oh yeah,
good name for a villain.
Yeah. And so, the second one, it's Zeo continuing to look for, other heroes who he feel like are worthy. Because he doesn't just want anyone. He wants people who will feel like, okay, they're good, they're dedicated to the cause. And of course, because of who he is, he's a little bit of an edgelord. So his personality can piss off a lot of people before he can even talk to them. So because of that, it's become hard. So basically, they do find out that there's this Heroes conference that Zeo can go to where he can possibly find heroes to team up with. The only issue is that it's ran by this organization that Zeo hates for personal reasons. And so it's kind of just like, okay, let's see if he can find anyone to team up with. And of course, because the title is Relentlessly Bully Hero, you know that this night will not be peaceful.
How much, when you think about bullied heroes, you got to think about Spider-Man, probably the most popular character in comicdom, right?
Yeah, his bully is the writers
and
editors. He don't want them to get married.
Okay, all right. Now, very much manga influenced. Do you read a lot of manga, and what kind of comics have you been into?
Yeah, I am heavily inspired by manga anime since I watched a lot of them when I was a kid. The classic Dragon Ball, Naruto, that kind of such. So that kind of mixes with the other kind of American shows I watched, like Justice League Unlimited, the Batman animated series, Superman animated series, Status Shock, those kind of things. So it's kind of like this melting pot between the manga and anime that I watched as a kid, and all those superhero stuff I watched as a
Yeah,
kid
you
just coming
you
together.
kind of draw the best elements of what you like into your project, right?
Yeah. And so that's basically what, how went into it. And as for the current comics I read, at least the American comics, a lot of it mostly comes from like stuff like Image. So like Rogue Sun, I love Rogue Sun,
Hey,
Radiant
Barcode.
Black. Yeah. Radiant Black, that's another good one. I know I've read Do a Power Bomb. That was a really fun one. The King of Spies, I like that one. I'm still feeling like kind of half and half on the ending, but I might have to reread that one. Maybe it's just me, and that kind of such.
Is manga your jam, or primarily, or do you kind of diversify like
say
you talked about?
I say at the current moment, I do read a lot more manga than I do American comics, but that's because I just find more manga I connect with than compared to a lot of modern comics. So it does be that way.
Yeah. What got you into comic books? Just collecting comic books and then making your own comic book? How'd you find out about crowdfunding, or
Well,
how did
like
you
a
kind of fall into that?
Well, like a lot of young boys, you watch a show when you're a kid, and then you just keep on, you just got instantly hooked. So you just keep on wanting to get more and more with it. I used to watch these shows with my siblings. So, when I was young, I always have these ideas and adventures in my head. And then as I grew older, I realized, wait a minute, I can put these stories on paper and they become stories. From there,
Yeah.
just like a slow growth of, learning how to actually write, story structure. And then eventually I come across, some stories I mentioned about like how people do basically indie, how people will make their own. And so after enough research, you come across that, oh yeah, crowdfunding exists. And I didn't do crowdfunding for a while after that, but I knew it existed because I used Kickstarter before to like back some other projects. So it wasn't until
Okay.
like more recently where I have more, I guess I could say resources to start doing
Yeah,
things
that
on my
kind of broke
own.
you into the ideal of it, and then a little bit more comfortable, because that's a big step, isn't it? To do your own
Yeah, it's
crowdfunder.
like I won't say that
Hey,
it's
Mike.
impossible to do, but it is something that if you're going to go for it, you gotta make sure that you realize that okay, you gotta go for it. You can't just half-ass anything. Oh, are we allowed to curse here? Forgot to ask.
It's
Absolutely.
no easy task to get a book out.
No, it's not. And you're doing fairly well. $1,302 over on Kickstarter, 40 backers. Now you have your own YouTube channel as well, and those links are in the chat up top. So check that out. His YouTube. I did subscribe to your YouTube. 26 days to go. So we have like 3 different covers. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And here they are pictured. If you want to talk about the pledges or tiers, I'm not that familiar with Kickstarters exactly. Pledge $1, or let's see, what is this? Make a pledge without a reward. Okay. You can do
Oh
that.
yeah, no, that's something automatic. But
Okay.
overall, the pledges are, of course, there's a digital book. You can get the book for digitally, and then
Okay.
also, since this is the second book, there's also a digital catch-up bundle for just a little bit extra. You can find out what happened in the first issue. And then,
Okay.
of course, there's cover A, so you can
Yeah.
get the actual physical books, cover B, cover C.
Yeah.
And then I will mention that for any physical purchase, so any physical book, there is a tier, but basically like I guess I call it a physical pack. Well, the more milestones we reach, the more free stuff people get. So like since we got funded, every physical backer is gonna get a character spotlight card. And then if we hit 2K, everyone gets a free poster. And then I think if it's 3K, they get another poster, but it's for cover A of the next book. I did the same for the last one to where when we hit such an amount, they got a poster of cover A for this book, so you can see
Mhm.
that.
Are you able to extend beyond the 30 days?
Yeah, Kickstarter has put in a feature that allows late backers to come in. So I've done it to keep that open so that
Thank you, Homer.
if it does close, since there's gonna be a period where I'm just gonna be collecting surveys and such, I can still be collecting pledges to around the end of the survey time.
Oh, okay.
This one's 56 pages plus bonus, all pages completed. You want to talk about the bonus pages?
Yeah, so of course the 56 pages itself, that's just like the main story, from one place to another. The
That's a
bonus
big
pages are more
story.
like, oh yeah. The bonus pages are more like, I guess you could say, extra content. Well, they
Mhm.
give stuff like there'll be stuff about character bios and
Okay.
some stuff that I wanted to put in the character, but you just might not be able to, couldn't find a place to put it in. Because there's only so much limited time and there's only so many ways you can let people know that a character like to, I don't know, go ice skating without it feeling interrupting the story for no reason. So if you scroll back up to that double page, that's another thing that's in the bonus pages, because I have a tier called reporting for duty, and of course it's like the most expensive tier, but basically you can submit a hero design, and then in the bonus pages your character will appear in the double spread, and it's just like what's on screen.
Okay.
So that's a nice little
That's cool.
community thing I like doing.
Yeah, that's neat.
That's really neat. Yeah, I like those drawn in tiers, especially when it's your characters, that can be
Mhm.
drawn in. I really like that. That's a good tier. Only for $80. That's a good deal, folks. I'm very tempted.
Yeah,
on
and of
that.
course, it's not like just that you of course get covers,
Thanks
you of
so
course
much.
get the physical packs and all that such.
Talk about your art team. Now you're the writer. Am I correct in that?
Yes.
Okay. Talk about your art team. Who's doing your art and the interiors, the covers? whatnot?
Yeah, so
Anything you want to
of
talk about?
course the team winning specifically for the book itself is just me and the artist. We'll just duel. I write, he draws, I look over his work, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
But all the other stuff when it comes to like the different colors and artists and such, I usually like to just scour the internet for styles and such that I like to get not to get stuff, but to get things that I like to get done, because I can be a little bit picky when it comes to certain things. So I like to make sure I find styles I like.
Mhm.
And then of course other things that other people might like. But it's just how I do things. And one thing I like doing is usually it's like for comic stores when they have like those issues where they have a bunch of different artists working on like pinups and such. I'll just get one of those and then just look up all the artists that have a style I like, and then try to message them
Mhm.
to see if I can get one from them.
Shadowhawk, you got any questions for Hero?
Oh no, I'm sorry about that. I was busy looking at the second cover there, man. Really nice.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, got distracted.
Carrie says,
So
does
a
the
lot of people get
artist have a
distracted.
name? I'm sure he probably does. I don't know if he wants to reveal his name, but you can ask Carrie.
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
It's there. It's right there. It says Jose
It's-
Debu. I credit him as the artist.
Okay.
yeah, he said it a couple times.
Well,
He's
I
a great
didn't
guy.
catch it. Was the first one 56 pages as well? Was it shorter? Was it bigger? What was it?
The first one
Mhm.
was 52 pages.
Okay.
It was
Ooh,
still
look at that.
that length.
Did
So yeah,
you
well increasing.
have you increased already your total from the first time, or with this second book, or are you still working on it?
Are you talking about in terms of Kickstarter backers or?
Well,
Um,
I mean, just your total, that you made on your first one. And I know this one's not done, so that may be an unfair question, but do you see yourself doing better on this campaign than the first one, or about the same, or what?
I can definitely see myself doing better because for the first one, I'm only
Mhm.
3 days into this campaign.
Oh, wow.
So
That's great for 3 days.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah, that's
wonderful
good
for
if you're
3
only 3
days.
days
yeah,
in. Yeah.
Jeez, that's
and it's
good for
funny
3
because when
days.
I got to this
Yeah.
amount for the first campaign, it took like 27, 28 days. So I can definitely
Yeah.
see myself doing a
Mhm.
lot better than the last one.
Oh,
How
yeah,
often do
that's
you
definitely
stream over
improvement.
on your YouTube?
I don't stream. I've been trying to get into it, but it's just one time, and then
Yeah.
two is like every time I try to get into it, I just kind of stall out, and then eventually I'm just like, screw it, I can't do it. Then I just go back to doing other things.
471 subscribers, only 33 videos. I've got less than that on subscribers, and I've got like over 1,700 videos. But
To
it
be fair,
doesn't,
it might
it
have
really
more to do
doesn't
with some of
take
the
a
shorts
lot.
I made.
I guess my content's no good.
No, I bet it's wonderful. Honestly, I think it just has more to do with like some of the YouTube shorts I did because those sometimes do well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
one
that's
thing I don't do that I need to do. And then it might take off like a rocket. Here is
yeah,
the
it's the one
YouTube
thing that
link.
hurts Rux's channel. He doesn't do any shorts.
Yeah. I wear shorts, but that's where it
That
stops.
don't count.
That doesn't count. No, apparently to YouTube. It counts with me though, unless there's chafing. Anyway, I'm going off camera for that
It
one.
counts with me too,
Anyway,
because I'm happy you at least wear shorts.
yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's his YouTube channel. If you want to go over and subscribe, what kind of content do you put on your YouTube? Animation? What?
I honestly, I just put out whatever I want at the moment. Sometimes I've been trying to like curate or direct it into a specific direction, but most of the time I just put whatever I feel like making. Most
Mhm.
recently, it's mostly just been like content or like trailers, information on the Kickstarter itself. But other times I might, if I ever want to do a video idea and such. And I just saw that comment. Jose Debu, he's the artist for my Kickstarter.
Okay.
Okay. Where's he
And
from? Is he American? Is he Brazilian artist? There are a lot of good guys in Brazil. Is he from one of those studios, or where'd you
Uh,
find him?
I think he's from Ecuador. I'm not sure. I usually
Wow.
don't
Ecuador?
end
Okay.
up looking much into where people are. I most of the time I'm just like I just look at art style, go, okay, that's cool. What's your prices? Okay,
Uh-huh.
that's
Right,
cool.
right.
Hide.
I was just wondering, where you found him or whatever.
Now, was he the same artist that worked on one?
Yeah, they're the same.
Okay.
Same guy?
So
Okay, yeah.
little consistency for the backers, as far as style, right?
Yep. And what I
Mhm.
like is that he really improved since the first one. So it's like, okay, his art just keep on evolving.
What's this globalcomics.com? That's your okay, we'll put that link out for people.
Oh yeah, that's Global is just a site that hosts many comics and even indie creators can get on there. And that link itself, it links to the first book because you can read like the first, I think it's like 15 or
Okay.
20 pages for free that I've set up there for the first book. So I put it there so that in case
Oh,
anyone
that's nice.
who didn't back the first campaign come across it, they have a way to at least see some of the first book. Yeah, they
Yeah,
don't have to
that's a
go in
good idea.
completely blind.
Yeah, I think you've got one of the covers here. There we go. Is that one of the covers to number 1?
Yes, that's the cover A.
Cover A. How many covers did you have on the last one? 3 as well, or?
Yep, I like to keep my covers sparse. I don't like to do too many covers because I feel like that kind of takes away the impact of each color. So
Yeah.
I kind of want to keep it to where it's like I want it so that anyone who will look at a certain cover just by looking at it will instantly be like, "Oh yeah, that's this number, and that's this stuff happens." Because I feel like when you have too many covers, things just start getting blurry, and then people
I
start
think
having a
so.
bit less of a
I think so
connection.
too.
Yeah.
You know, you can only expect so many people. I mean, you know, to look at your campaign for so long, no matter how interesting. And if you make it too complicated, people tend to lose interest, I think. What do you think, Shadowhawk? Shadowhawk's backed a lot of projects, so he would know better than I would.
What was the question again? If you make it to
About
what?
the complexity. If you make it too complex, people lose interest and they might not even spend 5 to 10
Yeah, but you
minutes.
don't want to make it too simplistic. On
No.
the other hand,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
you
you can
gotta
go either way. Yeah.
you gotta have a nice balance on the story, and you know, always art. You know, the better the art you can get, the better. Because I mean, overall, comics is a visual medium first.
Yeah, and then I remember you first brought it to my attention on Ryan's Octagon, which I'm wearing his T-shirt today, Octagon Comics. He was kind of sparse. I think it was him. It might not have been Ryan. If apologize, Ryan, if it, you know, if it wasn't you, but they didn't really have a write up what the story was about. Not even a hint, you know.
Yeah, I
And
think
that
when he first came around, it was just he had a really good video. He had a nice song to it,
right.
but he didn't have any information about
What's
the
the book
story.
about? Yeah.
And
We were
I
like,
think didn't we had a talk with him backstage? Or like,
yeah,
dude,
we kind of had to pry it out of him.
you got you got to kind of you gotta
Yeah.
get that out there. You want people to buy this thing. You can't just have a song and these really cool images. Yeah, it looks great, but
Yeah.
people
But
aren't
what
going to
is it
open up
about?
their wallet. You know, if
Yeah.
they don't. You gotta give them something.
Yeah.
And I like your campaign, Hero. It's you know, very sleek. I don't know, streamlined.
I
Straight.
don't know, Lisa.
The plot: Zeal, a new hero trapped in a bonding deal with the veteran villainous Gamora, who loves to mess with him in any way possible. After the star hero's death, villains have been on the rise and society has been experiencing a decay. Despite the whole world being against him, Zeal shall strike for greatness. Can he succeed or will he fail? Yeah, clear and succinct. And then you have an update on the story from issue 1, talking about the current story to catch you up. I think that's awesome. You know, that's what needs to happen. You know, with sequential stuff. What is your personal goal? How many to put out in say a year? Like 2 a year, or what's your personal goal?
Right now, I can probably only do about 2 a year, but my personal goal is possibly finding a way to get 3 or 4.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
But it just kind of
considering the
depends
page
because,
count.
like, 'cause I think, both the page count, but I think in order to get there, I'll probably need to at least make enough so I can be able to, like, hire, like, assistants to make it go faster.
Yeah.
But,
Maybe.
yeah, that's where the card goes.
I'm thinking about putting my dog and Shadowhawk on the payroll. But other than that, yeah, I mean, it gets expensive, you know, trying to put
You
together.
got Abby looking stamps yet, or what?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, they've got the adhesive stamps now.
Oh, that's right. They got the stickers now.
Yeah. So do you have like a 20-second pitch, a quick pitch that you give people? Have you got that down pat yet?
Yeah, just about.
Okay. Can we hear it?
Yeah. So I say that this story is about a world where even when it can feel like everyone's against you, nothing goes right, you don't even have the power to do everything you want, it's still possible for you through your own, I guess you could say, willpower and grit to just still strive for it, regardless of what anyone else say. So kind of a inspirational heroic journey of heroicism and your own passion.
Is this the cover you liked, Shadowhawk? Cover 2? I think that was
Yeah,
it, wasn't it?
I like that one.
And I wonder why. Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would seriously consider doing a second chance over at Fund My Comic, just because you got people like me that just don't back on Kickstarter for our own personal reasons. But I would definitely back this over on Fund My Comic if you do a second chance, bro.
Yeah, and the great thing is you don't have to have a minimum over on Fund My Comic. You can fund it with $1. So if
Yeah.
you get one backer, you funded. So
And
you
the
can.
rates are cheaper than Indiegogo and Kickstarter.
Oh yeah,
It's
if
a
you
lot.
do an
It's a lot
exclusive
more.
30 days, you can get 2%. That's
It's very
sweet.
much more creator oriented. You can even basically set up like a kind of like an ongoing store and just keep your merchandise up there for sale.
In demand. Yeah, I mean perpetually. Yeah,
Hmm.
like a storefront. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I always keep it in mind.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
I don't know how much you know about it, but the guy who made the company is a comic creator himself. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he's
think
working
I
on
he's
met
very
several
him
much
or
projects.
talked to him on a
creator oriented.
podcast before.
Yeah. Yeah, Luke's a great dude, man.
Black and White, Squarebound, fulfilling in late December and January. Are you still on track for that? I guess.
Yeah, so far nothing seems to be getting in the way. It'll most likely happen in January, but things come early and things finish up quicker than expected. Some people might be getting the books by the end of December.
I got to give
Yeah.
it to you. If you can put out 2 of these tomes a year at 50 plus pages, if you can do 2 a year, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Really, really, it's great that you found an artist that likes what he's doing and is committed to, returning, for a second issue. That says a lot.
Is your artist basically willing to try to double his output, though, if you want to do 4 a year?
Yeah. Well, you could always do short stories, right? You could do a main
Right.
artist and
Or you
then other.
could trade artists in and out on different issues,
Yeah, and it gets a little bit more complicated at that point.
Yeah, it gets a lot more complicated.
Yeah, yeah.
But you got to figure if you want to do 4 books a year, this guy's got to, he's got to up his game to 4 books a year too. That might be asking a lot. I don't know. Every artist is different,
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I probably might need to find like assistants to help him out with that if you ever try to reach for that. But you never know. It's just something I like to keep in mind.
Right.
First stretch go. I mean, 3 days in, you're killing it.
Nice.
And that bodes well for the future. I think you at least hit that first stretch go at 2,000. Only a little less than $7,000 away.
700.
I'm sorry, 700. Yeah, 700. Yeah.
Rexon is Arkansas, man.
I know, right? I said, I said, yeah, if I watch 2 discs, I was thinking about this last night. It was 15 hours. I said, that's a lot of TV to watch, which it is. But then when I refigured it, it was only 9 hours for 2 discs. So my math was off again. Yes.
All right. Well,
yeah.
It was way off that time.
Yeah. Well, no need to rub it in too hard.
That could be that.
Go check out Relentless Bullied Hero over on Kickstarter. Hopefully coming to another platform.
Be right back. I just grab some
in the
space.
future for like a catch-up tier. Do you have any plans to like do a trade paperback once you get so many issues or something like that? Where you combine
of
all the
course.
issues?
Of course, I do have plans for like, I guess you could say volumes for like every 4 issues or installments would be a volume.
Right. Yeah, I would think so. That's over 200 pages right there. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yep.
Are you working on issue 3 on the writing of that, or how far along are you with this? Have you kind of did a 3-issue arc, or are you try to treat it different? Because when it comes to manga, it's a little bit different, isn't it? On the storytelling.
Yeah, in a bit. So far, I've written up to 4. This week, so I just finished writing for the 4th installment.
Okay, all right. So you're ready all for next year for sure with your projects. That's cool.
Yeah, I like to get ahead. Makes things
If
easier.
I were to look into your comic book collection, what would I find?
You'll find a lot of stuff. Recently, like a couple of months ago, I donated like 200 comics because I just was running out of space. So I was just like, yeah, I don't read a lot of these. So I gave away like 200 comics, but I do still have a good amount of them that I still like. Of course, already mentioned Rogue Sun, Radiant Black, Dual Power Bomb, King of Spies. I know I just got Absolute Batman, but I haven't read it yet. I've been a little bit busy.
Yeah, that's looked pretty good. I've heard some buzz about it.
Have you looked through it? Have you seen the art? Is it good?
Yeah, the art seems to be good.
Okay. I haven't done mainstream in 24 years. So.
Yeah. And then outside that, I read a lot of the Kickstarter. Not a Kickstarter, a lot of the Street Fighter comics and that kind of such.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Malibu back in the day used to do Street Fighter, didn't they, Shadowhawk? Malibu Comics?
I think they might have had it for a little while.
I think so. We'll have to get Roland Mann on here from Silverline Comics.
Ask him about it.
Yeah, ask him about it. He would know.
They might have had Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I can't remember for sure.
Well, appreciate you coming on here, Hero. Any last thoughts before we get out of here?
I mean, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. And then hopefully this little talk we have inspired some people to at least take a look. Yeah, as I mentioned before, I always take the story as more of a inspirational journey about still fighting for your goals, even if it seems like everyone's against you. And yeah, hopefully I can connect with some people.
There you go, dude. Trust me, I know where you're coming from.
Absolutely. Hero, can you say the magic words and we will depart? The magic words are keep collecting.
Yep. Keep collecting.
Wow. He nailed it in one. Boom.